What excites me most about the digital twin is how simple it is, in lack of a better word. It's very complex, but it's easy to navigate and to use. I don't know how often I say, have you tried using the digital twin, if someone comes up with a question and everything.
Yeah, our motivation for deploying digital twins, we have multiple projects running every year, thousands of projects. They generate a lot of data. All this data becomes very easy available in a twin.
And it's just so easy to find all of the PNIDs, the history of maintenance, maybe pictures from the notifications and everything. And you can navigate yourself kind of like Google Maps in the plants.
The digital twin helps me make faster and better decisions because it's much more accessible. You save a lot of time. You don't have to go inside the plant to check everything. You can just see it in the digital twin, and it's a lot easier to obtain the necessary documentation that you need because it's right there. It's easily accessible.
Every third week we have this maintenance planning that we call the 3 weeks plan. Usually have the twin as a tool because when it comes in new and unknown jobs, we usually haven't discussed them before. Then we can use the twin to identify, okay, where is it? In which area is it? Does it need any access like scaffolding and stuff? And then it's easier for maintenance to plan from there. And then we can also get PNIDs to check how massive it will be. It helps us get a quicker answer. Usually before we just said, oh, we need to check it out, we need to check it out, we need to check it out. And now it's less, we need to check it out. Yeah. We can just use the twin.
With digital twin, it's easier to collaborate with different teams across Yara Porsgrunn, because then we can easily navigate through digital twin together and go through measurements and PNIDs. And then we know that we actually talk about the same equipment and the same pipelines.
When you're doing a modification, it's a lot easier to see what more should you do, what more can you improve, because it's much easier to sit down and talk while looking at the digital twin than it's inside the plant because of the noise, and it's kind of hard to communicate. But with the digital twin we can easily chat with each other, or with Teams we can share our screens and show around in the twin. And yeah, if I see something that's not in the particular area that I'm doing the modification, but maybe further upstream or downstream the pipe, I can easily model that part as well, and then I can suggest to Yara that we should maybe support this pipe a little bit better, or we should do this or that. Yeah. Compared to the old ways, it's a lot easier to begin the project, to start the engineering phase, because you don't have to spend days collecting old documentation or new documentation for that matter. It's a lot easier when you can request the 3D scan of the area. I've checked with the model I have now, it's about 5 millimeter accuracy on the 3D scan. So if you can plan everything with 5 millimeters accuracy, it's a lot better than you going out taking the measurement yourself, because you can actually measure areas maybe that's not accessible outside in the plant without ladders or a lift or something like that. Yeah.
In general, the twin is very useful in the planning of shutdowns and turnarounds. They will use the twin to identify which kind of acts we need to do in advance. You know, using the interlock matrices and everything. And then the twin is so useful that we can just write in the tag, okay, what does it do in the matrices? And then it zooms in, and that's very effective, because before we scanned manually every interlock matrices. Maybe we can overlook something, and now it just shows us where in the matrices it is.
It's hard to say how much time you save, because it's so much. Because you don't have to inspect the plants all the time. You don't have to change your clothes, go outside, take the measurements or take pictures, or just to check if you have already been there. So it can be from 1 hour to 5 minutes
experience we have gathered here in Porsgrunn now by introducing a tool like this, we found it interesting to do it in a stage manner. So one plant at a time, because there are different flavors of the details in each plant. They are not built at the same time and all that, so we need to cater for that. Also, how we have been able to train the people in a controlled manner. Probably do the same when we roll it out to the next plant.
If I have to summarize the digital twin in one word, it might be a boring word, but for me, it's time saving.
Efficiency and accessibility, it's the most important parts.
If I'm going to summarize digital twin in one word, it's efficiency.
Yeah, the greatest impact is actually how people are adopting the tool and where they actually have the passion of using it. That is really good to see. All the different use will actually save us some time, and that time saved there will then give us the capability of taking down the backlog. And when we take down the backlog, we will then also improve the reliability of the plant. Improve the reliability will then become increased production.